Alright, so I realized that the title and the thumbnail of this video might sound like a load of clickbait bullshit. But for approximately 15,000 people, it isn't. So strap in and hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into this PG-rated bedtime story. So the first thing we need to do is turn the clock back just over 1,000 years to the year 1014 AD. And next we will zoom in on this particular part of the world. Now in 2023, this is just on the border between Bulgaria, North Macedonia, and of course, South Macedonia. No, I'm just kidding. Despite the fact that this country insists on calling itself North Macedonia, there is not a South Macedonia. This is just Greece. But back then, this was the border between the Byzantine Empire, ruled by this guy, Basil II, and the Bulgarian Empire on the other side, ruled by this guy, Samuel. Now, these two states weren't exactly friendly. In fact, they had been at odds with each other for just about 300 years at this point. So, neighborly tensions were running kind of high, especially since the Bulgarians were doing a lot of raiding across the border. So when Basil becomes the boss, he decides to make it personal, and make it his mission to destroy Bulgaria. Now, he tries to do this already in 1986, but according to historical sources, he gets quote-unquote annihilated and only barely escaped. He then got depressed for almost 15 years before he started launching some attacks again around 1000 AD, and then continued to do so for the next 14 years with not a lot of results. So in 1014 he says, alright, now it's time to finally really do it to him. And in response, Samuel decides to gather all the boys to stop Basil once and for all. So after a few skirmishes, they decide to set up a playdate on July 29th near a small village called Kleidion, near the border. Now, I won't really talk about the actual battle. I hear that it was a pretty standard affair for the time, but basically, the Byzantines achieve a great victory, killing lots of Bulgarians, forcing Samuel to flee home, and taking approximately 15,000 prisoners. Now, try putting yourself in the shoes of Basil. You have just taken 15,000 prisoners. What do you do? Alright, so while all of these seem like, reasonable, logical, understandable options, you have to realize that Basil wasn't a reasonable guy. So he orders that the prisoners be divided into groups of 100, and he then orders that 99 of the 100 men be forcibly blinded, which must have been one hell of a workday for the Byzantine soldiers responsible for carrying out this order. Now, for the final man out of the 100, he would only have one of his eyes gouged out. Hereafter, the groups were set loose, so that 1 in 100 could lead the others back to Bulgaria, and apparently, according to the story, upon seeing his 15,000 men return, almost all of them with 2 eyeballs missing, our boy Samuel allegedly died of a heart attack. And that's really it. My man Basil had the eyeballs of 15,000 people gouged out in order to crush their morale and avenge his favorite general who had been killed in the battle. And the most ironic part is that despite pulling such a baller move, he didn't even win the conflict, and the Bulgarians continued to rebel for the next 100 years. Alright, so here at the end, I have to be a little bit honest with you. The 15,000 number comes from this guy, a Byzantine historian. Now, another historian 400 years later amended the number to around 8,000, and modern scholars are kind of uncertain about the exact number, but no matter the amount, it seems pretty likely that some amount of poor souls had to endure this gruesome fate. Did you like that? I hope you did. I mean, if you did, then maybe subscribe and all that. I mean, pretty please, come on, I love you. Thank you.